Welcome to this week's 2 Minutes with Mark. Last week we surprised you. It was 2 minutes from Brad, 2 minutes from Mike, and 2 minutes from me. A little long. I'm going to warn you now, this week's going to be a little long once again. We finished some filming last week for some new training, and one of those is Glass Doctor's history. We asked Mike Gay to do it. You're going to love our history. Enjoy.
Welcome to the Glass Doctor family. I'm Mike Gay, Vice President of Operations. I would like to share with you the Glass Doctor history. Glass Doctor started in 1962 in the Seattle market by a gentleman named Grant Tracy. I've been involved with this history on 2 levels. First, I purchased the Glass Doctor in Seattle, the Legacy location, in 2003 and operated as the franchisee until 2010. At the time I had purchased it, it had been sold by Grant to his son Bart, and then to another individual. That individual got away from the service model and focused on big projects, and he failed. I purchased it from Bart Tracy out of foreclosure. One thing I had was that people knew the name. My challenge was to simply, properly execute the operations of the business and run the Glass Doctor business model that I had purchased. For me, it was a great 7 years as we grew from 2 trucks to 18 and rebuilt Glass Doctor in the Seattle market. Secondly, I'm born and raised in Seattle, and in the mid-70s and 80s, the airwaves were flooded with Glass Doctor We Fix Your Pains jingle. Grant was a pioneer and a visionary. His doing auto glass mobile was new in the area. Trucks even had awnings mounted on them because of the rain. He created the concept of the glass shop on wheels. He knew if he took care of the customer in one visit, it was great for his business, both from a customer satisfaction standpoint and for the profitability of the business. His technicians were very professional and could not only do the job technically, but were very effective in their ability to communicate and sell jobs to customers. So effective that they actually became fully commissioned technicians. Today we call them specialists. They were compensated competitively with union wages in a time when Seattle was growing and construction was heavy. Not easy. Finally, he built a powerful top-of-mind brand by his fleet of trucks being logoed and well recognized. The specialists were in uniform. The fleet looked great, and on top of that, Grant used the media such as radio very effectively. People knew they could count on Glass Doctor, even if it was an emergency in the middle of the night. I learned much of this from Larry Calhoun, the only specialist I kept when I purchased Seattle in 2003. Larry started as a Glass Doctor specialist in 1975. Today, he is semi-retired but still works a couple of days a week at the Glass Doctor Seattle location. I guess it's hard to get out of your blood. Grant Tracy still lives in the Seattle area, and when he needed glass, he would give us a call. Grant was in his 80s and it was always the same. He acted like he owned the place. And when he came in and called, I actually got a kick out of it. Frankly, in his mind, he did own it. And with what he accomplished, I could certainly appreciate it. When we would tell Grant the price, which we sold to him at cost, he just could not believe how high they were. Now let's talk about how Glass Doctor became a franchisor. Bart, Grant's son, grew up in the business. He was a dispatcher for Glass Doctor when he told his dad he wanted to turn Glass Doctor into a franchisor. Grant was receptive to the idea and liked his son's ambition, but the approval came with one condition. If Bart wanted to be a franchisor, he would have to move and do so east of the Mississippi. So in the mid-1980s, Bart started in Atlanta. Today that is Jim Bernstein's franchise and is still going strong. Bart, however, was not Grant and had some issues with his franchisees feeling that they weren't getting adequate support and that he was not trustworthy. If you ever want to hear some good stories about those days, Wayne Gaudette, our franchisee out of Raleigh, North Carolina, would be happy to share many of those with you. Bart sold to Glass Doctor, the Glass Doctor to the Dwyer Group in 1998. He had 26 franchisees at the time. The Dwyer Group immediately improved the support and the future of the brand, and by 2003 had 100 franchisees. In 2004, a unique opportunity became available. Glass Doctor had the opportunity to purchase Harman Auto Glass, both a competitor of Glass Doctor and around the same size. The Harmans were all corporate-owned locations. Glass Doctor sold off the Harman locations as franchises and added another 76 locations. This acquisition, while very challenging, actually advanced Glass Doctor forward 3 to 5 years, making us the largest full-service glass business in North America. Today we have approximately 176 franchisees and 240 locations. Glass Doctor and you are on the way to 200 plus franchisees along with 200 million in system-wide sales. We are a very healthy and diversified model now that we are roughly 50% residential and commercial property glass and 50% auto glass. This is a much stronger position than 10 years ago when we were over 80% auto glass. There's truly nobody like us in the market, and we have a great future. We know the business model works when it's implemented, and I can speak to that from personal experience. Our support and training are better than it has ever been. We look forward to you working with us to continue to build the Glass Doctor story and legacy. Thank you. We will see you soon in Waco.